In this video, we are going to discuss how you can score better in your CS exams by using the legal maxims in your answers. Before we proceed, please download the Excel Academy app which is available on the Google Play Store. The legal maxims that we will be dealing with today are two. Firstly, we will be dealing with bona fide and secondly with mala fide. Let's begin with the first maxim for today, that is bona fide. What does bona fide mean? If you literally translate bona fide, it means in good faith. It is a term which is used to describe something that has been done or made in good faith without any attempt to deceive or defraud anyone. So, good faith implies good intentions. There is no intention to defraud or deceive any particular person. So it refers to quality of genuineness, that is intention is good. Literally, if you translate, it means in good faith. So bona fide means in good faith, that is with a good intention and no intention of defrauding or deceiving some individual. The maxim has its origin from Latin. Let's look at certain examples to understand how you can use the maxim bona fide in your exams to score better. The defendants have produced regular stamped title deeds showing that they are bona fide holders of the land. So, the title deeds are the clear indicators of ownership. Right? If there are regular and properly and adequate stamped papers, that is title deed, then they are bona fide holders of the land. So, this means that they hold the property in good faith. Let's move to example number 2. The offer was bona fide business opportunity. They really meant to carry on the business. So, there are certain offers which are made to defraud or deceive other individuals. So, but this sentence means that the offer was bona fide business opportunity and they really meant to carry on the business. That is, it was genuine. They genuinely wanted to carry on the business. That is why they offered the business opportunity. Example number 3. The court always believes that the person acts bona fide. So the basic belief of the court is that the person who is presented before the court or any person who approaches the court will always act bona fide, that is, will be always acting in good faith. This is the presumption of the court that any person who approaches the court or who is presented before the court or either the witness will always act in good faith unless proved otherwise. Let's move to the second maxim, that is mala fide. What does this mean? Mala fide means in bad faith. So both the maxims, that is bona fide means in good faith and mala fide means in bad faith. So it is with an intention to deceive or defraud the others. It means an act done with the intention to be dishonest or to mislead someone. So this maxim is exactly opposite of the maxim bona fide. Let's have a detailed look at the explanation. Intentional dishonest act. So there is intentional dishonesty by not fulfilling the legal or contractual obligations, misleading one another, entering into an agreement without the intention or means to fulfill it, or violating the basic standards of honesty in dealing with others. So firstly, you're entering into act without the intention of fulfilling it. Secondly, you're misleading some individual. You're entering into an agreement without the intention of obliging by it or complying with it. And the basic standards of honesty in dealing with others are violated. So merely the basis is bad intention. You're entering into act with the intention of not doing that particular act or completing the particular agreement. As stated earlier, this also has its origin from Latin. Let's look at certain examples to understand the maxim. The judge concluded that the company had acted malafide in concealing the information. So, under the company law, the companies are under certain obligation to disclose certain information, and they are obligated to disclose certain information. But here, when the case was held and the judge held that the company had acted malafide in concealing the information, that is, the company has willfully or intentionally not disclosed the information, that is, with the intention of defrauding, they have concealed the information, and that means that they have acted in bad faith or they have acted malafide. Let's look at example number 2. The seller makes a representation that his commodity is usable for a particular purpose when in fact the seller knows that it is not. This is a malafide act on part of the seller. So the seller, with the intention of selling his goods, makes false representations. Here he knows that product A will not be useful for a particular act. Even then, he tells his customers that for this particular act, product A can be used. So this is a false representation, right? So the intention is wrong. With a bad intention, he makes a false representation, and therefore the seller's act is malafide. That is, with a bad intention, he is trying to push forward his goods for sales. Let's have a look at example number 3. The minority shareholders filed a frivolous objection against the merger of the company with the malafide intention to delay the merger. Right? So this is an example from company law where the minority shareholders with the bad intention, that is, to delay the merger, they have raised objections from merger of the company. So here there is a bad intention, and therefore they have filed a false objection to stop or delay the merger. So this is another example of malafide intention. So the maxims that we dealt with today is malafide and bona fide, where bona fide means in good faith and malafide means in bad faith.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can check for the other legal maxims in the description below. And yeah, please let us know in the comments box if you understood the legal maxim. See you in the next video with another legal maxim.